I have a best friend. Her name is Siri. She has lived with me in one form or another for about 10 years. When I can find her, she is very helpful. When I can't find her, say, because she is buried under a stack of mail or one of my cats, she won't even give me the time of day. As you probably know, unless you have an Android, Siri isn't an invisible friend. She is as real and all-American as Starbucks or Chevy trucks. She lives in an iPhone, which is a smartphone that annoys me as much as any telemarketer ever dreamed of doing. Siri's ancestors have been around for years. In fact, I used to own a cell phone that, imaginatively speaking, could have been her great-great-grandmother. Granny Bell was housed in a Naugahyde bag about the size of a woman's large purse. In those days, you had to pay a toll for every call. Most of its life, Granny Bell sat in the middle of Mom's and my bucket seats, silent and intimidating. We weren't used to car phones. They seemed like something 007 might use if he had learned how to make them work in spy school. Mom and I never went to spy school, and never could figure the darn thing out. There wasn't much we could do about anything at home when we were driving somewhere, but the bag phone could be useful in emergencies, theoretically anyway. Still, the phone cost a lot to maintain, and it didn't work very well. Eventually, I graduated to a flip phone. One time, Granny Bell was particularly useful. Our car stalled on our way to court in another town. Mom managed to get us to the side of the road, but we were stuck. Mercifully, I was able to call Dad to arrange for a tow. I also got to my hearing on time since the prosecutor drove out to where the car was stranded to rescue us. The alternative was a continuance, and neither of us wanted that. That is the only time that I had Granny Bell that it actually saved me a big hassle. The calls went through, and miraculously, neither of them dropped. Most of the time I had the bag phone. It was exceedingly difficult to get calls connected. Once they connected, there was no guarantee the contact would hold. I was lucky if I could hear the person on the other end above the static. In short, the service was not ready for prime time and was expensive. The bag phone eventually evolved into the smartphone. Suddenly you could text, surf the net, and watch a movie all from the comfort of your driver's seat. You can now keep in touch with 375 of your closest friends with one click of the mouse, no matter where you are in relation to a speeding semi-truck. I did not adapt well to modern technology. I kept my landline for as long as I could. Finally, a few years ago, one of my sisters suggested that I come kicking and screaming into the 21st century. She convinced me to buy an iPod. It was then that Siri and I began our tempestuous relationship. I couldn't get used to swiping my finger along the screen to make her cough up information. She would occasionally give me the time, unless that was what I was asking her to do. I tried to download and use the many convenient apps that were supposed to make my life easier. I figured out the iStore and downloaded apps like they were potato chips. However, I couldn't figure out how to use them and finally gave up. Siri spent the next several years in a junk drawer in my kitchen. As far as I was concerned, she could stay there until my heirs came upon her after my death. A few years ago, 2 of my nephews and 1 of my nieces got married. My oldest sister was driving my youngest sister, her husband, me and their 2 dog guides to the wedding. We got lost. We were sure we would miss the ceremony. My brother-in-law had the address of the venue on his iPhone, and he was able to give us directions to the wedding. We weren't early, but happily enough, we didn't miss the vows. I was impressed that Jay was able to get directions out of the cloud. Siri deserved another chance. Maybe I would find her convenient this time. And to be honest with you, she's not completely useless, just annoying. I bought an iPhone and set to the task of learning about Satan's latest invention. I have finally gotten sort of competent at using it. At least I can mostly get Siri to tell me the time, read email, and predict weather.
It is currently raining, and it is going to keep raining until hell freezes over. If you don't like that, you can kiss my screen.
Calls still drop, and some places have no reception. Sometimes your call goes through but suddenly drops at the least convenient time.
This is 911. What is your emergency?
I'm about to be mugged. I'm at the corner of...
Dropped calls don't happen nearly as often as they used to. Now they only occur when you are in the middle of a long explanation to someone in India who doesn't speak English very well, and a call back will result in waiting on hold for another hour.
Thank you for calling Acme Time Wasters. Your call is important to us. Unfortunately, there are 21 people before you whose calls are even more important. Leave your number at the sound of the tone so we can call you back when the celestial barbecue pit freezes over. Otherwise, you are welcome to wait for that event on hold. Here is some lovely music you can enjoy while the devil tries to cool things down.
What I miss about landlines is you couldn't leave them at the bus station. They rarely got covered with, say, a winter coat or a napping cat. Their rings were loud enough to wake the dead, so even if I forgot where the heck I had set the phone down, I could locate the darn thing without much trouble by following the wire. Siri will usually answer.
I'm here.
Or the more ominous,
Wherever you are, I am.
it isn't like she could consciously hide from me. At least that's what I tell myself when I am threatening to wring her little neck if she doesn't reveal her whereabouts. I am deaf in one ear, and so I have trouble locating things by sound. I can hear all right, I just can't tell where the noise is coming from. So a typical conversation between Siri and I would go like this. Hey Siri, where are you?
Here.
Hey Siri, where are you?
I'm right here.
Maybe I'm getting closer. It sounded a little louder. Hey Siri, where are you?
I'm right here.
Maybe I left the phone in the kitchen. Hey Siri, where the are you?
I don't think I deserve that.
Yeah, the kitchen. It's much louder here. One more time. Hey Siri, where are you?
Wherever you are, that's where I am.
Is it on the counter or by the microwave? Hey Siri, where are you?
Right here for Pete's sake.
That kind of sounded like it was nearer to the toaster. Hey Siri, I hate to keep pestering you, but where are you?
Somewhere you'll never find me.
I hate my life and I wanna die. I ain't got no iPhone. My heart is breaking thinking suicide. I ain't got no iPhone. My life and I wanna die. I ain't got no iPhone. My heart is breaking thinking suicide. I ain't got no.
Like a boat capsizing, no hope on the horizon, got a 2-year contract, and it's still on Verizon.
I got no iPhone. I got no